tell me what you can say.
Yeah, Shalom Israel, as usual. You know, we come out week in, week out to try and wake up our people. But before we start, we're going to give all glory, honor and praises to Yahweh, Bashem, Yahweh Shai, Waha, Rakah, Badash. Yes, double honors to the elders and apostles in Israel who rule and teach well, the Akims and the highways and byways, and those pushing videos in truth and sincerity, to the brothers and sisters in the truth. And Yahweh is the name of who everyone calls God, but God is just a title, you know. And we'll say Bar Shem, that's in the name Yahweh Shai. And Yahweh Shai is the one who the world ignorantly called Jesus. Because one, there's no J in the Hebrew, and two, there was no J until 700 years ago anyway. So how could his name be Jesus? When people say, you know, the scriptures teaches, oh, there's salvation in no other name, and then they say Jesus. Like, well, that can't be the name, because the J is only 700 and mash years old. No, you go into a 1611 King James, it says Messias or something like that. The Muslim, they call him Isa. Yeah? So that's showing you that there's no J and the name can't be Jesus, but his name in the Paleo Hebrew, you know, for those who can receive it, because, you know, we have elders that do and apostles that do their diligent work, their diligent study. Like, I'm no scholar or proficient in the Hebrew, so you'll only hear me say certain things, but the people that we study, learn from, they go into these things. So this is how we know.
It wasn't even given to everyone to utter his name anyway. That's why it says his name is dreadful
amongst the heathen.
Among the heathen.
Yeah. And amongst the wicked of our people.
That's right.
But they don't want nothing to do with Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. Yeah? So that is the name of the Heavenly Father, Yahweh. Yah is he, Yahweh is exist or is. That's why in Exodus 15 and 3, 3 and 15, or 14, 3 and 14, it says, I am that I am. Alright. My brother, you believe in the Bible? I was asking the sister.
I believe in a higher power, but that's as far as it goes.
Well, let me give you a gem, innit? Come on, let me give you a gem. Let me give you a gem. What is the name of this higher power?
Now that's the thing.
Alright.
There's so many names.
He's only got one name though. What's your name, my brother? I'm Abediah. What's your name?
Sorry?
What's your name? I'm Abediah.
Or
you're Muslim?
Based. That's what I'm trying to say.
So are you Muslim?
There's so many. You know, am I Muslim? I don't claim to be any, but I believe there's a higher power.
Well, let me give you a gem. You're not a Muslim.
I'm not anything.
And you're not a Christian.
I'm a believer. I come from a Christian family.
You are something.
I come from a Christian family. I have descendants that are of indigenous understanding, indigenous back to bloodline, and so where it all filters down is where all the discrepancies come into play, and that's where I decide to say I'm not willing to make a judgment.
Now, before you came, we were talking to the sister.
Okay.
And
yes,
both of us were saying we believe that she's a Jake. Now, Jake is short for Jacob in the Bible.
Okay.
Yeah. It's not only a color thing; it's a spiritual thing.
I'm aware.
For instance, the Bible teaches you are who your father is. Yes. So if you had a child with a Chinese woman, she had a son, you had a son, that son slept with another Chinese, 6 generations down, what do you think your descendants going to look like?
I'm aware.
They look like Chinese. So all Israelites ain't necessarily dark skin because of mixing. And when you read the Bible, there's curses in there which shows that we'll be scattered amongst, we'll be scattered amongst all nations.
Definitely.
Yeah, and what religion is a doctrine that was taught to us by our oppressors. So it's a doctrine that's based upon things in the Bible. Now when you go into the prophecies, which is what separates the Bible from other books, that's how we know that we are these people. Like we call ourselves black, Jamaicans, West Africans, Black American.
Yeah.
Those were put upon us by our oppressors.
Oppressors,
But
yeah.
what did God call us? And when you go through the prophecies, it shows that we are the children of Israel.
Definitely.
And it explains why we're always at the bottom. And the reason why we're at the bottom, let me quickly show you, my brother. Give me 2 minutes of your time. Get me Deuteronomy 28. I'm going to let you go, my brother. I know you got things to do, but I want to show you something.
Go ahead, man.
This they won't show you in the churches.
Yeah, I know. I don't go to church.
That's good.
Yeah.
Now, no, I'm being honest, because I grew up in the church.
That is mental, that is definitely indoctrination.
Well, if your oppressor taught you that, what do you think it's going to teach you? Our foreparents, they breed Christianity without even thinking, like, you know?
Deeper than
so, when you read Deuteronomy 28, when Moses delivers us out of Egypt, we went into a binding covenant to keep God's commandments and be above, not equal to. Because you hear this thing, Black Lives Matter, we're marching for equality, that's aiming too low.
Yeah. You know, equality again, that word there.
No, but the Bible don't teach equality.
I know.
Exactly.
Yeah, it doesn't.
The fact that God as a chosen people tells you there's no equality.
There's no such thing.
Exactly. Yeah, but the fact is, we were meant to be, when you read Deuteronomy 7 and 6, it says that we are above all nations. But this is why we're at the bottom. Deuteronomy 28 and 15. Listen to this. Because verse 1 says, if we keep the commandments, it will set us above all nations. Not some, all of them.
Yeah, no.
But there's a flip side to that. Listen to this.
This is the book of Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 15. And it reads, but it shall come to pass.
It's going to happen.
It shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy power,
if you won't listen to God,
to observe and to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I have commanded thee this day.
Listen to his commandments and his statutes. Did you know that having a beard is a commandment in the Bible? Okay, cool.
That all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
Now, when we got off the slave ships, one of the first things they did was shave our head and shave off our beards.
My nan, my granddad, and all.
Okay, so listen to this. This is Deuteronomy 5 and 6. It says, I am the Lord thy God, which brought thee out of the land of Egypt from the house of bondage. So Egypt is being referred to as the house of bondage because the Israelites were slaves in Egypt. Yeah? So listen to this curse for breaking the commandments, and you tell me what people this fit God.
This is the book of Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 68. And the Lord Yahweh shall bring thee into Egypt.
It says he's going to bring you into Egypt, or the house of bondage or slavery.
Again with ships.
Did you know that was in the Bible?
No.
Exactly. Why? Look how long our people have been in Christianity. Why we don't know that there's a prophecy that says the children of Israel, for breaking God's commandments, is going to go into slavery on ships. What people went into slavery on ships? You don't have to mention, there's only one group of people. But there's more. Go on.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again.
Meaning, we were on our way to the homeland, which is Israel. As a nation, we won't see that homeland anymore. So we can go to Israel.
But you still won't be seeing it.
Who controls it?
They do.
Exactly. Go on.
And there,
once you get off the ships,
ye shall be sold.
Now, when we got off the ships, what we sold? Who are we sold to? But what does the Bible call them?
Ye shall be sold unto your enemies.
No, to your friends, man.
To your enemies.
Read it right, your friends.
To your enemies.
For what?
For bondmen and bondwomen.
For slave men and slave women.
And no man shall buy thee.
Now, when you go to the Hebrew, that word buy is konah, which means to redeem. There's only one redeemer, is the one who the world called Christ. His name in the Hebrew is Yahweh Shai. And contrary to popular belief, he did not come to save everybody.
I believe.
Okay.
Fully, there's certain souls that can't be saved.
No, but when I say
it's a choice of how they move.
No, but when I say he didn't come to save everybody, he only came to save people from one particular race. Get
15 and 24.
No, Amos. Oh yeah, 15 and 24.
It's the book of Matthew, chapter 15 and verse 24.
Now he was talking to a Canaanite woman, which would be a descendant from Ham. We are descendants from Shem. So this is what he said to her.
He said, but he answered and said I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel.
So Christianity will have you believe that anyone that wants to come to Christ can come to him. But he says he only came to the lost sheep. Why are they lost? Because of breaking the commandments.
Yes.
One of the curses is that you'll be scattered amongst all nations
And that's what
and
has
you'll
happened.
lose your identity. That's why we're lost, because we call ourselves black. Black is a colour.
Yeah, I know it. Yeah.
Yeah.
They try and say.
So
it's not,
where's the
but
land of
it is.
black?
Where's the
Exactly.
land of black?
Now, when you look up the word black, there's nothing good attached
About
to that.
it. Yeah, no, it's all negative connotation.
Now, when you look at the word white, it's all
all
positive.
Yeah.
Now, all Israelites are not people of color.
Yeah, no, but
That's
what
what-
come out of white? I mean, what come out of black? Everything.
Yeah.
So I don't understand how that makes
Yeah.
any sense.
So that's what I said to the sister earlier on. Me and the
Yeah.
brother was saying she might be a Jake because her spirit
Yeah.
is that of a Jake.
Okay.
All Israelite don't look dark skinned because of the mixing. So some people you have to judge them by their spirit, because one thing Israelites do
I think you judge most individuals if they ain't tarnished by the way that they've been brought up to believe by their spirit.
but-
Everybody else who has been on a structured way of growing is also mental manipulation
No,
to the way
but
that
in saying that, you have some of our people
yeah.
who have the spirit of Jake,
Yeah.
but the Bible says, amongst my people I found wicked men. So you can't it's all about the spirit, because the Bible is dealing with a seed of people. For instance, if I get an apple seed from an apple tree in England and apply it in China, what kind of apple tree is going to grow? An apple tree.
Yeah, apple tree. But
It
yeah,
might
same
look
tree.
a bit different
It may
because
have
of the
different-
climate,
Yeah.
but it's still a apple tree. So
Very
it's the
true.
same with men.
Yes.
It doesn't matter which,
Where
the
you-
woman is like the earth.
Yeah.
Don't matter which woman you plant your seed in.
Yeah.
That child is still whoever plants
that
the
person,
seed.
of course. Yeah.
And if they keep planting it with the same nation of people, over time they're going to end up looking like that nation
specific
of
way,
people. So
yeah.
that's why I said her spirit reminds me of someone who is a Jake, meaning someone from the descendant of Jacob, not someone who looks like how she looks.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm Armenian as well, you know.
Huh?
It's like, I'm
Armenian.
Armenian as well.
I mean, yeah, but it's all to do with the seed. It's a spirit.
Yeah, he's talking about your soul.
Yeah.
No
Because
matter what ethnic, like I know you go brown when you get melon,
Yeah.
when you get melon in it, but here it's so pale here,
Yeah.
and like you said.
For example,
You get me?
For example,
Yeah.
for example, my dad is probably darker than both of you, but my son
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
looks
look
like
at
a
his son.
so-called white man. So my son looks so, and that's only 2 generations.
Yeah.
So you got to think back the
imagine 6, 7.
Yeah, exactly.
So we can't judge off
Yeah.
the skin color, but
No,
you can
people
tell by
take it.
people's spirit.
That's right.
They got that wicked spirit in them. You know.
Like
Yeah.
she and this
You're
guy
right.
here,
Yeah.
his spirit looks totally different to
Yeah,
hers.
it's the structure of how the body language, how it
Exactly.
moves the face.
Exactly.
You
Even
can
this
see
one
the,
here.
You see the
This woman
radiation.
here.
People are giving off energy. each
Like,
time.
look, their spirit is totally different to hers.
It is because of perception and where they stand in life.
No, it's just who you are. Like,
That's what I mean.
That's
perception.
how
The
the Most
how
High
they've
made
been
you.
built up
Yeah.
from day dot. You know what I mean?
so this is what me and my brothers we do. We come out here.
And you talk. And you.
No,
you
we
spread-
come to teach the truth of the
Yeah,
Bible.
you
Because
spread
what you
love.
have to realize, this kingdom is going down.
Oh hell yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But there's another kingdom that's going to
To rise.
replace it,
To rise,
That's
yeah.
always the
which is the
case.
kingdom of
That's how do
heaven.
we decide to?
But the thing is, the kingdom of heaven is only for one group of people. Religion don't teach that. They teach that anyone that wants to come to our big brother Christ, Yahuwah, can get to the kingdom. The Bible don't teach that. So we come to teach the truth of the Bible, which is, it's a hard hearing, it's a hard truth. Because to know that Christ only died for one group of people, exactly.
But he did state that it was going to be a certain generation of people
Yeah.
that is going to be coming to rise and take.
Yeah.
So if you're not,
Off that, yes.
you know, of that understanding and
Yes.
of that chi, that connection,
But-
then
But to get into the kingdom, there's 2 things we have to do. Get Revelation 14 and 12. There's 2 things we have to do.
okay.
Yeah? Watch this. And when you start to apply these things, you become ostracized.
Okay.
Because
that's not good. It is good, but it ain't good in the way that you may not want it at that time. You know what I mean?
You know what? That's what this word does. Because God and man don't mix.
English language does that.
No, but what I'm saying, when you start,
we're all talking spells. You know what I mean? So
when you start to obey what God says, it ostracizes you from society because society goes against what He says.
Yeah, that makes sense. That does make sense.
So listen to this.
And it's the book of Revelations chapter 14 and verse 12. Here is the patience of the saints.
So let's see what the saints do.
Here are they that keep the commandments of the Most High.
So this is one thing that the saints do. They keep God's commandments
and the faith of Yahweh.
And they've got faith in the one, the world called Christ.
Yes.
The two, you can't have one without the other. Religion teaches you faith, but they don't keep the commandments. So let me quickly show you a commandment which I showed you that you're keeping. Which a lot of our, because remember the curses were, if you break the commandments, curses are going to come upon you.
Yeah.
So Leviticus 21 and 5. This is a minor commandment which many of our people break.
Yeah,
Leviticus chapter 21.
And then I'll show you one that sisters break on the mass.
21 and 5. They shall not make baldness upon their head.
So the other day, I just had my hair cut. And I'm starting to go bald here.
Yeah.
So that's why I keep it low.
Okay.
But what a lot of brothers do, when it becomes bald like here, they take a razor to the rest of their head and do a Mayweather.
Is it?
You know, like
I've heard of there people doing that. I ain't doing that. But I get you.
That's against the law.
Is it?
Read it again.
They shall not make baldness upon their head.
They shall not make.
Yeah.
If you go bald naturally, it's
then
God
it's
that.
normal.
But then brothers take a razor and shave off.
Wow.
That's making bald. That's a simple law.
The next point is what our brothers love to do as well. Neither shall they shave off the corner of their beard.
So if you don't want it out here,
what do we go get all the time? Shave off.
If you don't want it out here, because mine don't grow full like his.
Neither does mine. That's what I'm saying. I get a little bump off.
Yeah, but what I do, I then keep it low.
Yeah.
You don't have to have it out here.
Nah.
But what you can't do is be clean shaven. Yes. That's a minor law.
That's minor.
But because many of our brothers break it, it keeps us under these curses. Look at this guy here. He's breaking this.
Yeah, but everyone's from a different perception. He's African as well. So you know, like, look, my brother, you know that Jamaican, African, the outlook of the perception of people where they're coming from is very warped.
Yeah, but you see, when you say African, you have to remember a lot of our people come from the west coast of Africa.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, like, the Africans I'm talking in regards to are very Nigerian mentality based. So that mentality is very stern. They don't.
You see, a lot of their mentality is because
ignorance, but they don't listen to that as well.
They were left. They were the ones that never ended up on the slave ships.
Yeah.
So us in the Western world, we've had more of a brainwashing than our brothers and sisters that were left behind.
So then they don't want to listen to people like yourself.
But that's also part of the Willie Lynch
theory.
Because you know, it separates you. Now let me show you one that our sisters break on the mass.
Alright, after this, I'm sorry, my brother.
No problem. You go on YouTube?
Yeah, we do. YouTube all day long.
We've got a channel.
Alright, cool.
Alright, this is the book of Leviticus, chapter 22 and verse 5.
Hold on a sec. This is our main YouTube channel, Yahweh's Messengers. No, take it. And these are other channels you can check out,
Where am I going?
Leviticus 22 and 5. So listen to this now.
It's the book of Leviticus, chapter
22 verse 5.
Leviticus.
Deuteronomy. Deuteronomy. So this is one that our sisters break on a mass. So the brothers break the beard and the hair on a mass.
It's the book of Deuteronomy chapter 22 and verse 5. The woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man.
Read.
Neither shall a man put on a woman's garment.
Let's see how the Most High views that.
For all that do so are an abomination unto the Lord thy power.
So what is a woman's garment that a man shouldn't wear?
A skirt. A skirt.
No, Yahweh's messengers. Yahweh with a Hess. type it in as it is. So, what is, a skirt.
Yes.
So what pertains to men that women tend to wear?
Trousers.
Exactly.
You're looking at me.
No, but
It's normal. It's normal. I know.
No,
They
society
call that word normal,
has
but
made it
the word,
normal.
the word normal isn't even
if
right.
you look,
it's a
if you look
mass
at,
belief.
if you
innit?
look at
So
our sisters in slavery,
correct,
none of them wore trousers. Women didn't start to wear trousers until the Second World War.
yeah, no.
Where the men had to go to war, they went into the factories and they were wearing dungarees, and then from there they started to wear trousers. These are just two minor things.
It's true, but it's the westernized world, and we're in it. So that's how.
So
these lot-
this is how
people
we get
see
the
it as
king.
normal,
So
innit?
this is why you'll be ostracized. Because when you start to come back to keeping God's commandments and you start to correct your people, you become an outcast because you're not doing what they're doing.
Ostracized 100%.
But that is a good thing.
It is.
Because it's going to get you into the kingdom.
At this moment in time, everything is about
That's right.
making sure you're in the right place.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
So
Getting everything
I know you said
together.
you got to go.
Yes.
Check that out.
My brother.
Yeah, sis.
Yeah,
Get the word, man.
right. This one's good, man.
Check it out, man. Check it out, man.
So we'll be looking. You get
Check
me?
it out, man.
Keep in contact.
Take it easy, man. We're Israelites.
Israelite. You're both Israelites.
100%.
Yeah,
Both
that's
Israelites.
right.
Yeah, I believe that.
Yeah, and that is why we actually come out here, man, to wake up our people, regardless. And this is another thing that brothers have to be, man. We keep saying it, like one of our brothers that was here with us, our lovely brother, he always used to say, you have to be spiritual. And you have to be spiritual because you can't just... I remember one time I went up to central London, to Oxford Street to watch, listen to the GMS brothers up there. And this Jake-looking brother came up, and this Edomite-looking sister came up. And the spirit in the Jake was just off. When I say it was off, I thought it was just B1. The girl seemed more Jake than him. So when he left now, when they left, but they came up together, when they left, it turns out that everybody thought the same thing. Like, they thought, like when he left, the elders them said, boy, I bet he's an Edomite because of his spirit. So you can't just look at a brother.
And you know what? All praises to the brothers that are on the highways and byways pushing the truth.
That's right.
You know, I always, I hope the Lord shows all of us mercy. You know, I hope Yahweh shows us all mercy. But we really do need to do the spiritual thing, man, rather than the carnal thing,
That's
man.
right.
Like I said, my son, which I know for a fact, my father's father, I know my son's a Jake.
Yes,
through the spirit and through my father's 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 father. My father's father is dark skinned, but my son would what you would call an Edomite.
That's
so we
right.
need to be careful.
That's right.
Who we call in Edomites and
That's right.
so on and so forth, the rest of the nations. Because we don't know for sure who they are. That's why the scripture says, try every
the
spirit. Don't try some.
Let me see if I can find it.
1 John.
Yeah, 1 John 4.
Try
I think.
every spirit. We need to try the spirit.
1 John 4:1.
And we can tell sometimes from an energy from far away that that's an Edomite and stuff
That's
like that.
right.
We can tell, like, we're not trying to go against that,
Listen, compared to all them other people that was walking past, even when she was there, which is why we actually
straight
engaged
away
her in the first place.
And it's a spiritual thing, man, Our spirit resonates with our spirit,
But you
man.
know what? Brothers would say, boy, it's a spiritual thing. And then you get all carnal when you're judging people.
But you know what it is as well, because we asked where she's from at first, and she said Bulgaria. Brothers will straight away be like, Bulgaria, you're Edomite, you're going into slavery. And then, that could be a Jake, where we could have waken up, one of the, the 1/3, or,
That's right.
We don't know.
This is 1 John 4:1. It says, beloved, believe not every spirit. So what? You're going to have someone that come up here looking like you, and you're going to say, oh yeah, you're Jake. Where's your dad from? Oh, your dad's from Jamaica. Oh, you're Jake. But your spirit's all off.
Goes both ways.
You know what I'm saying? Like, let's not be carnal or simple in this thing, man. Like, quickly get Galatians 5 and 16. So it says, 1 John 4:1, beloved, believe not every spirit, but try the spirits. I remember we was with Rock of Yahweh one time with Catherine. And the elder there approached one sister. She come across Muslim, but when you start, and it turns out this is the Jake. You know what I'm saying?
Scriptures resonating
Yeah.
fully as well.
But if you're just gone by the fact of how she looked, you're just a boy, Edom or Ishmaelite, or you know what I'm saying?
And you know what? We gonna make mistakes. You know, here in this flesh, we are gonna make mistakes. We're not trying to say we know who's Jake, who's not Jake. We gotta make mistakes, but let's take into consideration that our seed is spread everywhere.
That's right.
You know, and our fathers. We was with all nations.
That's right.
We was laying down with all nations.
And if you're not Jake, at the end of the day, the angels know anyway. So you're not fooling us. Or even if we make that error, the angel's going to whip out that error in that day anyway. You know what I'm saying? But brothers need to be a bit more spiritual when you accustom people on the street. Like, you can, that's either way. like, they're just a spirit, you know what I'm saying?
It's a fact. Right, this is the book of Galatians, chapter 5 and verse 16.
Hold on, let me finish this. This is 1 John 4, 1, it says, believe, beloved, believe not every spirit. So, there's spirits out there that's going to try and fool you. That's why you have to try, it says there, it says, but try the spirit. How do you try the spirit? Have a conversation with them, ask them questions. Look at how your spirit, because what it says, I think it's Romans 8:16, the spirit bears witness with our spirit that we're the children of the living power. What's the spirit that's bearing witness? The word. So you try them with the word. Even some of your own people that you know is Jake, their spirit ain't even bearing witness with what's coming out. Yeah? Because not all Israel is of Israel.
That's right.
That's the long and short of it. We're only looking for an elect.
That's why we out here, man. That's why we out here, man.
Oh no, take over. Read that.
Alright, so this is the book of Galatians, chapter 5 and verse 16. It's the book of Galatians, chapter 5 and verse 16. This I say then, walk in the spirit, and ye shall not fulfill the lust of the flesh.
Yeah, read that again.
It's Galatians 5 and 16. This I say then, walk in the spirit.
No, walk in the flesh.
Walk in the spirit.
It says walk in the spirit, because what? Israel is a spiritual people. Look, we fill up all these churches, man.
They're telling us walk in the spirit.
Ain't it?
It's telling us, you know, walk in the spirit.
Yeah.
We can't be carnal.
Exactly.
We can't be carnal.
So if you're walking in the spirit, what are you going to be doing? Judging in the spirit. Yeah, we are spiritual people, man. Come on.
Because imagine, you know, the Most High brings someone up here, you know, to get the words, and you're putting doubt in their mind. You're sowing a seed of doubt in their mind because they look like Ishmaelite or
some of them
whatever.
other nations. But even when this chick here, imagine, we just felt she was Jake, and then who did she come to meet?
Jake. See it there?
You know what I'm saying?
So that's why we try the spirit.
Yeah.
And we didn't even have to say much.
No, really.
It's the energy that's transferred.
Yeah.
You know?
And even when we was talking, she was like agreeing with what was coming out. You know what I'm saying?
We said we bet she's Jake, and then 2 minutes later she goes to her husband, which is a Jake.
That's right.
You know? This is the book of Galatians, chapter 5 and verse 6. This I say then.
And also, if you go on our channel, there's 2 lessons that we've got on there. There's one called Speckled Bird in the Flesh. Watch that. Because the brother that speaks, you say he's an Edomite, but when he starts to give his lineage, go back to Jake. There's another one called it works both ways.
See that?
There's someone who looks like a Jake, when he opens his mouth and tells his lineage, it's Edomite.
It's not much, man. It's like two generations, man.
Wait, it was 2 generations.
There you go. See?
Come on, man.
This goes back a while, man.
That's right.
We've been laying down with all these other nations for a long time, man. Hundreds
Lord.
of years.
Exactly. Slavery was 300 years mash. So imagine before that, you got the Dark Ages. Yeah? You got the Dark Ages. What's up? Why are you covering your face? You're not on camera.
What's this? Is it good?
It's not on camera.
Is it on YouTube?
Well, it's going on YouTube.
Fuck that, bro.
That's cool. See, either man. That was difficult, was it? You can tell straight.
We knew through the spirit he's gonna come up and be a fool, man. I was gonna say something, but I ain't gonna waste my words, man. I knew he came up to be a fool.
You see these words? These are the pearls, man. We're not dashing to the pig.
Come on.
Yeah. You know history's in the Bible?
So that's another level on top of that.
Like, just because you're a Jake, man, like, what does that mean? Not all Israel is of Israel. That's why it says many are called, but few are chosen.
Like, just because you're Jake ain't gonna save you, man.
No, that won't save you. Yeah, it says this world was made for many, but the world to come for what? For few. And this is how the Most High is so beautiful, because we're like the sand of the sea. When you read Revelation 7 and 9, it says, I saw a great multitude. So that few is a bag of people.
God, that's right.
So if the few is a bag of people,
It's a lot.
like the mixture around us is something totally different.
Can't be numbered, man.
You can't be
Put a
numbered.
number on it.
Nah, man. Yeah, bring that up.
Alright, it's the book of Galatians chapter 5 and verse 16. This I say then, walk in the spirit.
Yeah, walk in the flesh.
Walk in the spirit,
Come on.
and ye shall not fulfill the lust of the
Yeah,
flesh.
so if you're walking in the spirit, how are you going to be judging? In the flesh? You'll be judging in the spirit. We're a spiritual people. Sisters. Sis. Bloody hell. Yeah, it says walk in the spirit and you will not fulfill the lust of the flesh. So if you walk in the spirit, that means you're going to be judging. This is one thing I'll give GMS. Yeah? Because many people have issues with various camps. Yeah, IUIC because they don't use the name and they know the name. Yeah, GMS because of whatever reason. And this is why we brought a lesson, you know. All praises to our brother, Yazakal. Like, he brought that lesson about the 7 churches.
That's right, Shalom.
Yeah? As much as we're all doing something right, there's areas which we all need to tighten up. Yeah? And the fact of the matter is, anyway, this is why I like GMS. What I give them credit for, because they judge the spirit by the spirit.
Moving in the spirit.
Yeah, they don't. This is one camp I can say can look at someone who looks like someone of the other nations and discern whether they're Israel or not. Whereas most other camps, I go back to IUIC. Most of the people in their camp that they will judge as Israel who looks like the other nation is someone of the Northern Kingdom.
God. You know what? Obviously, I've watched some. I don't want to get ahead of myself or nothing, but I ain't never seen. It might just be coincidence or whatever, but I don't believe in that. I either might look in Jake in
No,
their
you
camp.
won't, because like I said, I started off on IUIC, so I will give them credit where credit is due. Like, you know, each camp have their things that they're good for, but then at the same time you have the things where Yahweh Shai will, like the 7 churches, you're doing good, but this one issue I have with you. Yeah? And with all the other camps, unless you're someone of the Northern Kingdom that has that pale skin, they don't really read the spirit to look at someone that look like a Chinese and say, oh, like for instance, IUSIP, ISUPK. I used to watch Captain Tazaria, good brother. But one time he was talking to one young Jake, I think it was on Sarnetta.
The African way he was
Yeah.
the African.
And you can see the youths and Jake. But just because he said that, he's flipping people is from Africa.
That was the shake my head moment. Yeah.
Yeah, because he said his people's from Africa. All of a sudden, oh, it's not Israel. You could clearly see the youth was a Jake. Like, you have to be, I'm not going to say it because, you know, to me, he's got more knowledge in the scriptures than me, but you have to be really stupid to not really tell that he was a Jake. He was a Jake, but because of where I've seen it twice. That was happened. You know what I'm saying? So you have to read the spirit by the spirit, man. Like, come on, man. Jake's got, yeah, it was bad. It was bad. So, yeah.
Read that song. Verse 17, for the flesh.
No, start again from 16.
Verse 16. This I say then.
You know your histories in the Bible, ladies?
Walk in the spirit.
Yeah, walk in the spirit. So if you're walking the spirit, that means you're going to be judging in the spirit. When you read Proverbs 31:9, it says, open thy mouth, judge righteously. Yeah. So when you judge in spirits, you have to judge righteously. Don't just look at them and say, boy, they look like Ishmael, so therefore they're Ishmaelite. Come on, man. Have a dialogue. Read the spirit. With some, you can, while they're walking past, you can tell what's exuding from them, that they're straight. Look, Edom, Ishmael, Jake, but like, he's like a Jake leading to Esau, you know what I'm saying? You know them, where you say, oh, black on the inside, white on the outside. And the white on the inside, black on the outside.
Yeah, calm.
You know? But it's Jake.
That's right.
Good.
This I say, let walk in the spirit, and you shall not fulfill the lust of the flesh.
That's right.
For the flesh lusteth against the spirit.
That's right. So the two, it's that battle, man. That battle. So you have to ask the Most High. Let me see if I can find this. I might not find this. My eyes are getting really bad today. I have to start wearing glasses.
Bye, darling.
You alright?
Love you, see you tomorrow. In Spanish, then Bye.
I need to stop doing that now. Yeah, Shrella with shakes his head when I do shit like that.
Back to stick once.
Anyway, it talks about discernment. Hold on. I know it's in Proverbs. It's Proverbs 1 and 4. I start 1. Proverbs 1 and 1. The Proverbs of Solomon, the son of David, king of Israel, says to know and to know wisdom and instruction, to perceive the words of understanding. Because what it say, wisdom is a principal thing, therefore get wisdom, and all that I get is understanding. Yeah, Proverbs 4 and 7. It says to receive the instruction of wisdom, justice and judgment and equity, to give subtlety to the simple, to the young man, knowledge and discretion. This is what we have to have, man, discretion. Yeah, and someone walking in the spirit will have discretion. Yeah, read that again.
For the flesh lusteth against the spirit.
That's right.
Is that same sister that came? Took that. Remember, she took it in. Yeah, it's like last week.
Okay.
For the flesh lusteth against the spirit, and the spirit against the flesh.
Yeah, but then that Mark 4 and 15 kicks in. When they saw self the word.
Can't, yeah.
Well, they're saying when you go, I think it's 16 or 17, where it says the cares of the world. That takes it away from them as well. Yeah. You know?
That's like, oh man, she heard it. So now,
it's down on her. Yeah, that's right. That's what it boils down to, man.
For the flesh lusteth against the spirit.
Yeah, there's that war going on. The flesh against the spirit.
And the spirit
against evil. Yeah, that's what it is, man. Good against evil. The spirit is good, the flesh is evil. Mommy, you know your history in the Bible?
And these are contrary,
Oh, see there?
the one to the other,
Yeah,
so that ye cannot do the things that ye would.
yeah. So we have to walk in the spirit, and part of that walking in the spirit is having discernment and judgment, man.
Spiritual discernment.
That's right, spiritual discernment. Judge the spirit, by the spirit, try the spirit, man. Yeah? That's right.
See him every week.
That's right. Which one? Yeah.
Not to say today.
No.
Life's hard on him today, I guess.
Boy.
Yeah,
Things are getting
harder.
down. Yeah. Get 2 Maccabees 4, we start at 7. Yeah. You have to go through. Sometimes you have to go over some of the. You don't know when people are coming in the truth, and when people come into the channel. I used to do it myself. When you sign up to someone's channel, you don't go to their earlier videos.
Go to the most recent.
Yeah, so sometimes you have to go over some of the old stuff, man. And that mixing between us and these other nations, it's all in the scripts, man. 4 and 7.
It's the book of 2 Maccabees, chapter 4, verse 7. But after the death of Seleucus, when Antiochus, called Epiphanes, took the kingdom, Jason, the brother of Ananias.
Yeah, so this is a wicked Israelite, Jason. I think he's the same one in 1 Maccabees 1 and 11. When you read it, he did the same kind of foolishness. But
Jason, the brother of Ananias, labored underhand to
so
the
he said labored. That means he was putting in work to be wicked. Go on. To be high priest. So in back then you got brothers that was trying to take position, get position. Go on.
Labored underhand to be high priest, promising unto the king by intercession 303 score talents of silver.
So he wanted to pay money to the king to do what?
And of another revenue.
Sister, you know your histories in the Bible? Go on.
And of another revenue, 80 talents. Besides this, he promised to assign 150 more if he might have license to set him up a place for exercise.
That's why the Bible says when you read Jeremiah 5 and 26, amongst my people are found wicked men. You don't say that for no reason. Yeah, and this is one of them, man. Laboring. Laboring. When you're laboring, you're putting in work. So he was laboring, putting in work to underhandedly to flipping bring our people to what kind of a condition? We're going to read, man. Go on.
License to set him up a place for exercise and for the training up.
What's that? That's the gym. Yeah? Where they used to do naked wrestling. Did you know that gym started off as naked wrestling? Sister, believe in the Bible? Yeah? Bloody hell. Good. Oh, she's linking up Esau. Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Right.
Sis, believe in the Bible? Come, one sec.
Say the Bible.
Yeah. You believe in the Bible?
Yeah.
What do you believe in the Bible?
Sorry, what'd you say?
What do you believe in the Bible?
Do I believe in the Bible?
You're not in it, yeah.
I believe in Jesus Christ. I believe He died for us.
Okay. Do you think he died for everyone?
Yeah.
Does the Bible teach that though, or does religion teach that? Who do you think he died for? Anyone that wants to come to him from any nation?
Yeah.
Yeah? What does the Bible actually say then? What did Christ say out of his own mouth? Because what you're going to realize, it's a religion, it's a doctrine that was taught to us by our oppressors. And it doesn't teach what the Bible actually teach.
Okay,
So you said that Christ died for everyone who wants to believe in him, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to show you why you believe that, but I'm going to read you out of his own mouth what he said. Matthew 15.
Yeah, isn't it? For God so loved the world that He...
Oh, let's go there first. That's why you believe that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whosoever believes in Him.
Yeah. It sounds good, doesn't it? It sounds like... Alright, let me ask you this. The New Testament was written in what language? Do you know? It was written in Greek.
Yeah.
So I'm going to show you something quickly before the brother reads that.
So what do you believe? You're not Christian?
No. Well, we're proper Christians.
But you're proper Christian?
Yeah.
Is that what you call yourself, or is there like a name?
No, we're Israelites. We teach our people that we are the descendants of the people in the book. Now,
It's crazy, I saw about that yesterday. Actually.
yeah? So watch this then. So you was meant to get this. I want to show you 3 words, yeah? This is
Right there.
Matthew 39, yeah? The enemy that sowed them is the devil, and harvest is the end of the world. You've got the word world there, right? Look at this. This is Luke 2 and 1. Now these letters correspond to the Greek, the actual Greek that it's translated from. It says, and it came to pass, Luke 2 and 1, in those days that there went out a decree from Caesar Augustus that all the world, so we've got world there, right? And you know, John 3:16 says, for God so loved the world. Now in the Greek, are they the same word?
Are they the same word?
Yeah. Because we just read it in English and they all said world. But in the Greek that is translated from, are they the same word?
But what's that translated from?
From Greek.
No, but I mean...
The New Testament is translated from Latin and Greek.
Yeah.
Yeah. But in the English, when you read Matthew 13:39,
Oh, it says the enemy.
it says world.
I don't get what you're trying to say. So it says the world in both versions.
So let me show you. In the Greek, The word for world in Matthew 13 and 39 is aeon, means forever and unbroken age. In the Greek, the word for world in Luke 12:1 is oikomene, means the inhabited earth. So for God to love the old earth, when we go to John 3:16, what should we see? Aeon or oikomene? Remember, aeon is...
I feel like I'm going to school now.
No, but you need to know this. Aeon is forever and unbroken age.
Yeah.
Oikomene is the inhabited earth.
So that's the second one.
Yeah, so let's see what we see in John 3:16 then. John 3:16. For God so loved the world. The world. Cosmos. Something different. An act, an harmonious arrangement of constitution, order, government. Meaning like the sea world, the sports world, the world of the rich and famous, meaning a group of people with the same common goal and interests. So when it says for God so loved the world, it's not talking about everybody. There's a group of people who God says he loved. When you read the Bible, you won't find God saying he loved anyone outside of the children of Israel. Get Isaiah 45. Yeah. Listen to this.
Shall I read John 3:16 first?
No, she knows it. She knows it. That's why she quoted it.
This is what it's talking about in Isaiah 45. This is the world that it's talking about in Isaiah.
But you have to remember, those in the New Testament, they didn't have a New Testament to teach from. They were teaching from the Old. Exactly. So let's see. This is what Christ was quoting.
This is the book of Isaiah chapter 45 and verse 17. But Israel...
Bible says, for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believes in him should not perish but have everlasting life. Listen to this.
But Israel shall be saved.
God's chosen people. They shall be saved
in the Lord with an everlasting salvation.
With an everlasting salvation.
Ye shall not be ashamed nor confounded, world without end.
So the Israelites are a world without end. So when Christ said for God so loved the world,
you're saying you just love the Israelites.
Exactly.
But why would he only love the Israelites?
I'll explain it. Amos 3:1. The Bible explains itself. You just need to know where to find the answers. Amos 3:1. Actually, quickly get Exodus 4:22, then go to Amos. I'll get Amos 3:1. You get Exodus 4:22. I'll explain to you why God only loves the Israelites. Exodus 4:22.
Alright, this is the book of Exodus chapter 4 and verse 22.
And this is what we come to teach our people, that they are God's chosen people. And the prophecies in the Bible proves that we are these people and explains why we're in the condition we're in.
This is the book of Exodus chapter 4 and verse 22. And thou shalt say unto Pharaoh,
they won't teach you in church.
Thus saith the Lord Yahweh.
That's the name of God in Hebrew, Yahweh, which means he is or he exists. God.
Israel is my son.
Israel, and you got children. Oh, it says, Israel is my son.
Even my firstborn.
My firstborn. So this is one of the reasons why he loves us. Yeah, now, can you get Deuteronomy 7:6? Now get the Amos. And this is what he says about us. Because religion teaches that God made everybody to be equal, right? Yes or no? For God to love the world. So you'd expect everybody to be equal, right?
Yeah.
But does the Bible teach that?
It's the book of Deuteronomy chapters.
Does the Bible teach that everybody is equal in the eyes of God?
I don't know, because he sets people apart.
Yeah.
Like the high priest and this and that, and there's always levels to what everybody's doing and the access that they have to God. So.
Okay. Well, let's see how he deals with nations. Yeah, this is what he says about his firstborn, Israel.
It's the book of Deuteronomy chapter 7 and verse 6. For thou art an holy people.
Now the word holy in the Hebrew is kodash. It means set apart. Like you said, God, thou art a set apart people.
Thou art holy people unto the Lord thy power.
Possessive, you're set apart unto the Lord your God.
For the Lord thy God hath chosen thee.
He's chosen you. What's your name, sis? Amani is Mashak Abadiah. So the Lord has chosen you, Amani,
to be a special people
to be a special people
unto himself,
possessive, God.
above all people,
Equal to
above
all
all people,
No, below all people.
above all people.
So are you above or are you equal to all people?
But I'm not Israelite.
But you are. We
Yeah, but
can
okay,
prove
what
it.
makes you Israelite though?
But we can
That's
prove
what I'm trying to understand.
Well, we'll show you what makes you an Israelite. God.
Above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
Now, one last scripture and then I'll show you why you're Israel. Get Deuteronomy 28. This is Amos chapter 3 verse 1. Hear this word that the Lord has spoken against you, O children of Israel, against the whole family which I brought from the land of Egypt, saying. So when it says family, it's dealing with nation. Against the whole nation which he brought from the land of Egypt, saying, you only have I known of all the families of the earth. So Amadi, if I say I only know you, I don't know this guy here. Do I know him? So it says, you only have I known of all the families of the earth, therefore I will punish you for all your iniquities, for all your sins, because he gave us laws to follow. Because we're breaking them, this is why we as a people always end up worse than all these other nations. Now everyone does wickedness.
But you can say that black people are Israelites.
Not all black people, but you'll be able to tell. This is why. This is a covenant that the Israelites went into. And you tell me what people fit this covenant. Go on.
15 verse.
Yes. So when you read verse 1, it says, if you keep the commandments, I will set you above all nations, right? 2 to 14 is the blessings if you keep the commandments. So this is the flip side, verse 15.
Right, can I just get this first? I'm going to get this first, just to show you. This is Psalms 147 and 19. He showeth his word unto Jacob.
Jacob is the forefather of the Israelites.
His statutes and judgment unto Israel.
The statutes and the judgments are the laws and the penalties for breaking the laws. So he showed them unto Israel.
He hath not dealt so with any nation.
Does that mean that he's dealing with the other nations?
So only a certain set of people
That's
got
right.
these laws out of these people. Does that make sense? So he's saying he showeth his word unto Jacob, his statutes and judgments unto Israel. He's not dealt so with any nation. So he ain't dealt so with any other nation. As for his judgments,
As for the punishments for breaking the commandments,
they have not known them.
these other nations don't know what it feels like to break God's commandments. I'm going to show you what it feels like to break God's commandments.
This is the book of Deuteronomy chapter 28 and 15.
You tell me if these other nations knows what it feels like to break God's
He's
commandments.
talking to Israel
Yeah.
right now. Like the whole book is talking to Israel.
Yeah,
But it shall come to pass
it's going to happen.
if thou...
Sorry, so you're saying book is in the Bible or this book? Like,
The whole
Deuteronomy?
Bible is talking to... This is the record of one group of people.
This is our history.
What religion has done has made it universal by jumping on words like all, whosoever. Like, if I'm getting so if I'm getting married, right, and I send you an invitation to your household, and I said, yeah, everyone is welcome to my wedding. And then your friend comes around and sees the invitation and says, I'm coming. Were they invited?
Oh, so you're saying just because people have seen it,
Yeah, because it says
they've
everyone.
invited themselves into the house?
Exactly.
Okay, yeah.
It's the book of Deuteronomy chapter 28 and 15. But it shall come to pass
I'll let you go in a minute, sis. I know you got.
if thou will not hearken
If you won't listen,
unto the voice of the Lord Yahweh thy power to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes which I command thee this day, that all these
all
curses,
these bad things.
all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
Now, when Moses delivered the Israelites from Egypt, what condition were they in? Were they free?
Yeah, well now they were slaves, isn't it?
They were slaves. Now listen to this. This is Deuteronomy 5 and 6. I am the Lord thy God, which brought thee out of the land of Egypt from the house of bondage. So Egypt is being referred to as the house of bondage. No word for bondage is slaves. So listen to this curse for breaking the commandments, and you tell me what people it fits. And you tell me if this is your history.
This is in the same chapter. It says, you know, the same one I just read out. If you don't listen, these curses are going to come. This is one of the curses. Verse 68, and the Lord Yahweh shall bring thee into Egypt
He's going
again.
to bring you into Egypt or into the house of bondage or slavery again.
And when you see, like, you know, in America, you see the dollar, so, you know, if you got a dollar note, you know, you see the pyramid still.
Yeah.
Because we're in spiritual Egypt, right? Which is bondage. That's why they put it out there like that. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
It says he's going to bring you into Egypt, or into the house of bondage or slavery again.
With ships.
Now, did you know that was in the Bible? What people do you know went into bondage or slavery on ships? Did that happen in your history?
Yeah.
So this is why I said you're an Israelite. It says you're going to bring you into bondage or slavery again on ships, God.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again.
Meaning your homeland, which is where we're going, which is Israel, you're not going to see as a nation of people. So as a nation of people, do we own that own land? Exactly. God.
Thou shalt see it no more again, and there
Once you get off the ships,
ye shall be sold unto...
well, hold on. When we got off the ships, were we sold? Who are we sold to? What does the Bible call them? Let's see.
Ye shall be sold unto your enemies.
No, to your friend.
To your
No,
enemies.
Becky's your friend.
To your
No,
enemies.
John Boy is your friend.
To your enemies.
Said you shall be sold to your enemies for what?
For bondmen
For
and
slave man
bondwomen.
and bond slave woman. God.
And no man shall buy you.
Now that word buy, when you get into the Hebrew, is qanah, which means no man will redeem you.
I just want to say as well, since remember, you're not black, are you? That jacket's black.
Yeah, my
You know,
jacket's
we say black. That's why we Israelites. This is why they've confused our people
That's
to
right.
thinking that we're just this and that. Where you come from the seed of your father, that's why you determine whether you're Israelite or not.
That's right.
You know, because your father holds the seed, right?
But
So it's not really to do with color, you know. 'Cause
that's what I was going to say.
my
like,
son
are you trying to
looks
say it's
like my son looks like what you would call a so-called white person, because no one's really black and no one's really white, are
That's
they?
right.
So my son looked like a so-called white, but it's not nothing to do with that. It's to do with your seed line.
That's right.
You know, which goes back to someone that was called Jacob, which name was
right.
changed to Israel.
That's right.
So we're dealing with the seed of your father. So if your father's father, you know, was in these curses, then you know you come from that seed, which is an Israelite, which is a chosen seed.
And also what you have to do, you have to judge a person's spirit. Because Israelites have a particular spirit. Like there was a girl that was there when we first came. She said she was from Bulgaria. But her spirit, both of us said, boy, I bet you she's an Israelite. And then she came to meet the so-called black guy. And you know, so you have to judge people's spirit. Yeah? So what people do you know fit that curse? Does that fit you and your people? So this is why I said you're an Israelite. You know? And it shows you that we're in the condition we're in because we're breaking God's commandments. So I want to show you two commandments.
I was going to show you this curse as well, just to
You go on YouTube.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know you got- I know you got-
Yeah, we're gonna.
I'm thirsty for the toilet. I've been holding it this whole
Oh, okay.
time.
Don't worry, the most I won't make you wet yourself.
I know.
I'm going to show you this one more
And you can
verse.
quickly go to
Yeah.
the pub and the
Alright,
corner.
this is verse 48 of the same chapter. Therefore shalt thou serve thy enemies, which the Lord Yahweh shall send against thee in hunger
So we have to go to our enemies for food,
and in thirst
for drink,
and in nakedness
for clothing,
and in a want of all things.
for everything. So let me ask you something. Name me one thing you own that your people produce. Oh wait.
Black soap. Shea butter.
Yeah, and how do you get it here?
From Ghana.
Yeah, but who's importing it? Your enemies. You have to go to them to get it over here. Go on.
And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck.
If you go on Google and type in yokes of iron, you see images of slavery come up. Go on.
Yokes of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee.
And how are we destroyed? We're destroyed mentally. Because if today was the day after we were freed from slavery, do you think our foreparents will be happy with how we mix with these other nations? That's a destroyed people. That's a destroyed people. Yeah. So I want to give you one curse. I know you got to go to toilets. I'll leave with one that's keeping us in this condition. And this is a law that our sisters break on the mass. I was going to give you one that men break, but you have to go to the toilet. So I want to give you one that.
So you want to bring it back to me?
Yes.
This is the book of Deuteronomy chapter 22 verse 5. The woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man,
Good.
neither shall a man put on a woman's garment.
Let's see how the Most High sees that.
For all that do so are an abomination unto the Lord thy power.
So what is a woman's garment that a man shouldn't wear?
A woman's garment, like
Shouldn't wear.
skirts,
So what
heels,
pertains to men that women?
makeup,
So what pertains to women that men wear today?
trousers.
Exactly. In the Bible, they're known as breaches. And one of the reasons is, there's a few reasons. One, that it puts a particular spirit on you. For instance, have you ever seen a man in a dress that acts masculine? How do they act? Feminine. So the dress, do you feel more ladylike in a dress or in a trousers? Yeah, so the dress puts a feminine spirit on you. The trousers puts a more masculine spirit on you. You're more likely to sit soft, be more in a man's, you know what I'm saying?
That's the thing though.
No, society made you think it's comfortable. In slavery, our women never wore pants. Yeah?
But
So,
there was also slaves.
no, but even before that, our women never wore pants. The next thing is this, that area on the sister is meant to have air circulation. So women tend to get more yeast infection, known as thrush. That's another word. Yeah? Like, and then the third reason is it produces lust in men. Meaning, yes, because women, I'll explain. Women today, earlier on, if you look at the trousers that women wear earlier to today, trousers today are tight fitting. So it shows your figure. So a brother not approaching you thinking, you know what, she might be a good wife. You're like, well, Darty, you look goodie. Skirts can do that, but trousers, like, if you see a woman who dresses modestly, the Bible says a woman should dress modestly, you admire her for her beauty. Oh, right, I like the way she dressed, she looks. But then when you see a sister in tight trousers, the bumpers soft, the legs soft, you're like, bro, that's lust now. It's like, I won't mind a piece of that. I'll be honest with you, I used to be like that. That's why I say that.
So why did you read this as a curse, sorry? What was the...
It's a law. It's a law. That woman, so remember the curse is if we break the commandments, then we'll be in certain conditions. One of the commandments that we're breaking, what the brother read, women shouldn't wear what men wear, men shouldn't wear what women wear. And if you look at the music industry, they're even promoting the man them to dress up like funny guys, like in all kind of dress pants kind of thing. Like, exactly. Like, one of the law was going to read you, a beard is a law. I used to be clean shaven. When they took us off the ships, the first thing they did is shave our head, shave our beard. But I know you need to go, I can see you. If you go on YouTube, look up the Howard's Messengers, Restaurant Tournament, right down these two channels here. And learn, man, we're Israelites, because there's a kingdom coming, and the only way you're going to get there is by coming back to this covenant, having faith in your God, and rehearsing the righteous acts, which is his law, statutes, and commandments. As Israelites, not as a black woman. God never called us black. My jacket's black. None of us here is the color of my jacket. They're not even white. They're different shades of red to pink. Slap them in the face, they're not going to be white. They're not going to turn red. And we're not even colored because they go from purple to blue to pink. Yeah? So just check it out, sis.
Thank you, no, I appreciate it.
Alright, no problem. You're Israelite. My brother, what about you, man? You believe in the Bible?
Yeah.
Now, as we were saying to the sis, religion doesn't teach us the truth of the Bible.
I watch you, man, all the time.
Oh, okay, so you know you're Israel.
Personally,
Yeah, you watch. Oh, well, yeah, so, well, you know.
I've never seen you, man, here before, still.
Yeah, we normally air on a Wednesday, that's why.
You lot normally come out on a Saturday, is it?
Yeah, in
I
Brixton.
don't really see man them come out on a weekday. Or nothing.
No, we normally do.
On a weekday.
Yeah. We normally air on a Wednesday, and then the Saturday we're normally in Brixton by the Iceland. But then in Brixton, you've got another brother that normally comes out on the Monday and the Thursday. We're in Brixton normally on the Fridays. Wednesdays here, Friday in Brixton, and Saturday in Brixton. Yeah, we've got another brother that's in Catford on the Friday. And
I used to see one guy who used to stand by, you know the park? You know Battersea Park Road?
Okay.
Where they've got like the new kind of dance building that they built there.
I'm not too familiar.
Okay, but there was a guy who used to stand there as well, but he used to stand by himself.
Yeah. You know, and we've got a brother over by Dalston. You know what I'm saying?
Dalston.
Yeah, Vine of Israel. Yeah, Vine of Israel is over them sides. In Catford, it's Rock of Yahweh Shine.
You got a leaflet?
Yeah. We're Yahweh's messengers, you know. So
You say, brother, you've been watching the brothers online and
well,
stuff
he knows,
like that.
man.
You know what? For about 4, 5, 6
Oh,
years.
see?
Deep fam. Come on. When I started watching first,
Yeah.
I must have went into hospital. Man had leukemia, blood cancer, So them times there, you know, like you're searching for something, innit? So that's what brought me along that type of path there, you understand?
Let me show you. This is
So yeah, a long time, man.
this is our main channel. But that's showing us television breakdown, the shop, the Howard's messages. And then we've got Bondage and Yahweh's messages. And we've got other channels. When you go on the main channel, you see links to 2 more channels as well. Rock of Yahweh Shine, Find the Visuals. Just check it out, man, because as you know, this place is going down.
100%.
Yeah? And there's a kingdom, a kingdom that's going to be here for Ayla Walamium, you know? Yeah, forever, man. Yeah, no, Lahai Walamium, Slakia. Lahai Walamium.
Speaking Hebrew, yeah?
That's forever. I'm not that good.
Is that Hebrew, yeah?
Yeah.
Speak Hebrew as well.
No, one of our
Bits and pieces, but we got brothers that, you know,
Proper
are
talking.
deep into the he's written the
If you
Hebrew
come
alphabet.
on the Saturday, we've got a brother there. He's very good with Hebrew, man.
The whole
Yeah.
dictionary.
Yeah,
The whole dictionary.
yeah. You know,
Man, good luck, man.
yeah.
Blessings, man.
I've never been able to grasp it, but respect my brother, man. Yeah. Yeah, shalom. Yeah, Israel. So like we're saying,
Yeah, man. That's a beautiful thing as well. And you know what? I was gonna say as well. Let me get Amos
Yeah, get that,
8 and
man.
11.
Yeah. That went very quick.
The book of Amos.
That's what I'm saying. You have to be spiritual like that, man. You know, going out to our brother Yazakal, he always used to say that, man.
Stay in the spirit.
That's right.
Stay in the spirit, Ak.
And you have to judge by the spirit, man.
This is the book of Amos, chapter 8 and verse 11, and it reads, Behold, the days come, saith Yahweh thy power.
And also going out to our other 2 brothers, Lakama and Ariyah.
That's right, Shalom,
You know what I'm saying?
man.
Shalom.
Beloved brothers.
Yeah, that's right.
Beloved brothers. Behold, the days come, saith Yahweh thy power, that I will send a famine in the land.
Yeah, hey. Listen. The Most High sending a famine of the world, but even before that, you see this thing that's going on with Ukraine and Russia. You know, see the oil price. Last week I bought petrol for 145. I was kind of surprised. I went to the same station today. It's 157.
I see them through the roof, man. I see 165.
I managed to get it for 154, but then somewhere else had it for 151.
I had a quarter of a tank, and normally it costs 60 to fill up the whole thing. I had a quarter. I thought, okay, this car hit 40, 50, 60. I was like, what? You know, I can't even deal with that, man.
This is why we need to be repentant so that the Most High can protect you. I feel even though you spend that more on the petrol, it'll just make your petrol last.
God. And you know what? That ain't nothing of what's to come, man. We ain't gonna be worrying about petrol and that.
Listen,
We ain't about to get around.
with petrol going up, that means food prices is going to go up. War will stop transportation of food, which is going to bring famine. They're going to target certain areas in war. I'm going to target your food and all of them things there, starve you out. Yeah? So there's going to be a famine of food.
That's right.
But what's going to come as well? What's the main famine that's going to come?
This is Amos 8 and 11. Behold, the days come, saith Yahweh thy power, that I will send a famine in the land.
So famine is coming, man.
Not a famine of bread,
No, not your idle bread.
nor a thirst for water,
Yeah, your yaya. Good.
but of hearing the words
This is the famine
of
that
the
you're
Lord
going to
Yahweh.
get. This is the real food. Matthew 4:4. Man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word. What do you say? Keep my commandments and live.
So we out here now. We out here now. We come
Get
here
why
every
it's hot.
week. But yeah, get why it's hot. You know, because it's gonna be a day when someone's gonna come out here and you've left it too long.
That's right.
Tarry not.
That's right.
Make haste.
Yeah, get
You know?
that second Ezra 14 and
We need to
13.
make haste to turn to the Lord, man. Don't
Yeah.
tarry. Because there might be a day where you finally think, now I'm going to turn around my life. Now I've decided. You
And
come
it's too
out
late.
and the streets are desolate. There
That's
ain't nothing
right.
out here. Shops are closed and you're like, how am I going to eat?
They got that day and hour spirit, man.
Can't contact none of the brothers there on the phone. All their phones are do. You don't want to get into that situation, man. We need to be guided now.
That's right. All networks are down.
Can't.
So the number you've called may not be recognised.
We don't want to get to that situation, Israel, man. So we need to turn to the Lord now. Let Him deal with us, man.
That's right.
Let Him use us in the right way, and let Him be our guide.
That's right.
Through this place, man.
That's right.
And this place is going down.
This
And if you don't understand that and you ain't vexed with what's going on right now, then maybe you weren't never meant to get it, man. But Yahweh Yahweh brings that to you, last minute or whatever, because we ain't gonna be out here forever, man. And this word ain't gonna be pushed out forever.
That's right.
This is why it's gonna be finally put into our hearts. This is why we read and we try and learn now. What we need to know, man. Wisdom and knowledge and understanding. So when these books go, we can still walk in the spirit.
That's right. You still know, because that's like I say, like us that come out on the highways and do lessons. It's only for edification purposes. At the end of the day, you don't need to be a good speaker or a good precept man. You just need to know what the scripture says. Because in that day, I'm not going to be running, Isaiah 43 and 6. No. I just need to know what the Bible says, man. And the basic things you need to learn is faith and how to keep His law, statutes and commandments.
Wisdom and knowledge shall be our stability.
That's right.
Sing on the second Esdras.
14 and 13.
Esdras, chapter 14 and verse 13, and it says, "Now therefore set thine house in order."
Yeah, get yourself right, man. That's what you need to do. Get yourself right. Go on.
And reprove thy people.
And that's what we come out here to try and do. Correct our people where they're going off. But that's also law. Don't suffer sin upon your neighbour, man.
Comfort such of them.
You know history in the Bible? Go on. How we're going to comfort you? With this word, man. This word brings comfort, man.
Comfort such of them as be in trouble.
Yeah.
And now renounce corruption.
Right. Stay away from evil, man. Jump to verse 34.
Verse 34. It reads, "Therefore, if so be that ye will subdue your own understanding."
Yeah, lean on Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Yeah. And turn not unto your own understanding. God. Trust in Yahweh. That's what I meant. God.
And reform your hearts.
Yeah, change your mind.
Ye shall be kept alive.
You should be kept alive. When famine is coming, He says, "My servant shall eat," like He said in your lesson. He says, "My servant's going to eat." He didn't say you're going to have a meal a day.
You didn't say you're going to get 3-course meal.
That's right. But you're going to eat, man, enough to sustain you. But the real sustenance is this word, man. God. Like we're eating now. Us bringing this out, we ourselves are eating.
Scripture says, and that's why it puts it like that. It says, "Eat the whole roll."
That's right. Good.
And after death, ye shall obtain mercy.
Now, wait, open for mercy, man. Is that verse 35?
That was verse 34. So it's not just the flesh goes. It's not just this flesh goes and that's it.
That's right.
It says after death you shall obtain mercy. It carries on. The spirit don't die, man.
You need that mercy on your spirit, not on your flesh.
That's why you hear the people on their hands and knees after they done wicked. "Lord, have mercy on my soul." And that's what we need to do. We need to pray to the Lord and ask for mercy on our souls, man, because we've been getting up to a whole heap of wickedness.
Oh Lord.
In this flesh, whole heap of wickedness.
Right.
So it's a blessing that the young brothers, that ain't, we all done wickedness, but all praises to the young brothers that are out here teaching this word.
That's right.
They had to go through some of the shit that elders and brothers older than me have had to go through, man.
And the thing is, they've got the wisdom to do so, because they could be out there committing all kind of wickedness like the other young brothers their age.
Other young brothers drilling, they call it drilling. Going around stabbing up your own brother and all that. You're going to get judged for that anyway.
That's right.
We ain't scared of no drillers, man.
We're
scared of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai.
That's right.
For after death shall the judgment come.
You see that? After death, not before death. Sometimes you will get judged before death. But that main judgment is upon your spirit, man. Yeah?
For after death shall the judgment come, when we shall live again.
We shall live again.
And then shall the name of the righteous be manifest.
That's right. Get Revelation 20, and I believe.
And the works of the ungodly shall be declared.
That's right. Actually, I'll get it. Revelation 20. It says, after death shall the judgment come. But what makes me laugh is people say, oh, you're going to die anyway. All right. That's why you don't realize the kind of power you serve. There's Revelation 20 and 12, and I saw the dead, small and great, stand. Oh, the dead.
You only live once, YOLO. I thought it was YOLO.
Isn't it? It says, and I saw the dead, small and great, stand before the Most High. And the books were open, see ya. And another book was open. Yeah, this is it. Which is the book of life. And the dead were judged out of the living. It says, and the dead were judged out of those things which were written in the books according to their works.
This is why a lot of brothers think, I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do in this place. We all gonna die eventually. Nah. When you see your spirit raised up, you're like, oh shit, it's not judgment time, you know?
That's right.
It's gonna be judgment time, man. So keep that in mind.
Yeah, so Israel, you know, we just need to be more spiritual, man. Be more spiritual when we're out here. You know, when people come up, like some people can just look and feel their spirit and see. But some people talk to them. Judge the spirit by the spirit, whether they're of the Most High or not, man.
That's right.
But yeah, as usual, you know, we're going to close out, give all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh, Bashem, Yahweh Shai, Waha, Rakah, Badash, Kwame Asha Allah. Yeah, Wafla Babal. We out. I'm going to be done for that.